Weeks ago, early voting is incredibly strong in Georgia as both presidential candidates prepare for visits here in the next 2 days. With Georgia as a battleground, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are focusing hard to win our state's 16 electoral votes on November 5th. Mr. Trump will rally in two places tomorrow. He'll be in Zebulon in Pike County. That's about 90 minutes south of Atlanta. And he'll be in Duluth rallying at Gas South Arena in Gwinnett tomorrow night. Ms. Harris will be in Georgia on Thursday, rallying with former President Barack Obama. The visits from both candidates come during record early voting in Georgia. And then there's a brand new poll. Take a look at this. The new Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll now reports former President Donald Trump as leading Vice President Kamala Harris 47 to 43% in Georgia. Now, if the election happened today, the poll has a margin of error of 3.1%.
The polls will soon close on this 8th day of heavy early voting here in Greater Atlanta. And with less than an hour left to vote tonight, Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon is outside the precinct at Ponce de Leon Library in the Virginia Highland neighborhood. So, Doug, the Secretary of State says we haven't seen anything yet.
Right, Blair, and it's been busy here today, certainly, and he expects by the time early voting wraps up at the end of next week, 3.9 million Georgians will have cast an early or an absentee vote, so we are not even halfway to that projected number yet. It really shows that people are enthusiastic and maybe not as undecided as we thought before.
It's pretty robust across the state. That's really impressive.
Dr. Ben Taylor with Kennesaw State University says the surge of early voters breaking records in Georgia is a sign of what's to come.
I just think that we should prepare ourselves for a very, very high turnout election.
As of 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 1.6 million Georgians, or 25% of the state's active voters, had cast a ballot. But Taylor says as that figure ticks up, the number of undecided voters likely goes down, making Donald Trump and Kamala Harris's campaign stops here this week all the more important.
I don't know that there are a tremendous number of undecided voters. And so a lot of voters want to cast their ballot and move on with their life and see where the chips fall on Election Day.
That's really government service at its best.
When it comes to early votes, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger estimates we aren't even halfway there yet.
By the end of next week, just before we're done, we'll probably be at 3.9 of early votes. That's kind of our projection.
He already cast his ballot.
No special treatment. It just, they were moving people through.
And says he's heard anecdotes of success from voters all across the state.
This lady, she mentioned that she had voted in 7 minutes. That's just really exciting.
Raffensperger says the more votes that come in now, the smoother things are likely to go when it's time to tabulate results.
All those early vote totals have to be reported by 8 p.m. and all the early accepted absentee ballots have to be reported by 8 p.m. And our goal is for every county to have all the results reported by the end of the night.
And we also just learned today that the Georgia Supreme Court rejected some last-minute changes that were trying to be made by the state's election board, including a rule that would have mandated a hand count in every single county before those results were certified. Clerks told Atlanta News First throughout the week they were really concerned about how much that could hold up election results. So we'll continue following that. But for now, we're live in Virginia Highland. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.